Welcome everyone, my name is Leif Tobler. I'm an ICU nurse. I've been doing that for about 10 years. I also work as a staff educator here at my hospital. Today, what we're going to be doing is going through an introduction to arrhythmias, and it truly is just an introduction. We won't be focusing on how to read strips or measurements and things like that. This is more just focused on the names of very common rhythms you'll see during normal work hours. It also is going to include some of those lethal arrhythmias, the ones that you really want to be able to know what to do, which is the other big section of this class, which is the why is it important? And we'll actually talk about each and every rhythm that's on this presentation and what's important about them, what kind of interventions you might want to anticipate needing to do with them. Without further ado, let's get rolling. Standard disclosure statement. The planners, presenters involved with this and this nursing education activity have no conflicts of interest, no extra kickbacks or anything like that. I am just doing this to help make all of you better at your jobs and hopefully add another tool to your toolbox. I'd like to give a special thanks while I have the floor here. Thank you to all the telemetry techs over the years who've saved rhythms for me because they've been unique or fun or challenging, and nurses as well. Lots and lots of nurses, I'll just come to my desk and they're just, hey, here's a rhythm for you with a sticky note attached. I've collected those and that's what I've actually integrated into this lecture here so you can see what real life looks like, because I think that's an important component to this. So thank you to everyone. I can't even list all of the folks who've done that for me. Wouldn't have this presentation without them. I also want to thank the education department at my hospital, Mary Lanning Healthcare. They've helped me keep organized, on track, and help distribute this information to the rest of the staff. So thank you. Throughout this lecture, I've got a mix of sources that I've used throughout this, and this is kind of a compilation of what I've gathered throughout the years, honestly. The primary one that that I've used for this is going to be the Wall Raven. That's what I learned from originally. Basic arrhythmia class, and many of the diagrams came from there. Additional on top of that, you'll see some diagrams that came from this book as well. It's absolutely fantastic, and this will really help a lot when it comes to the 12 lead portion of the class. Another one which a lot of folks have looked at for decades now is Rapid Interpretation of EKGs. That's that classic orange book. And last but not least is Up to Date. This has been a fantastic resource as I put this lecture together. It has the most up-to-date information. It's written at a physician level. It's like a rabbit hole. You'll dig really, really deep and learn more about rhythms than you ever thought you could possibly know. So all my information I took was current as of January 2019. As I've already alluded to, the objectives for this course, which is Introduction to Arrhythmias, is to go over very briefly the electrical activity of the heart and the waveforms that you would see on a normal ECG strip. We'll talk about many arrhythmias, and I like to focus on them based on their origin, sometimes the mechanism, and of course then the conduction that occurs because of that. The big stuff I want you to really get out of this course is going to be common triggers, what causes these arrhythmias to happen, and then the early interventions that you can do right there at the bedside when you find out that these things are happening. And of course, we like to talk about prognosis too, because some arrhythmias really won't hurt you much at all. Other ones might be a pretty big deal. And so we'll focus a lot on number 3. And then last but not least, we got to talk about those lethal and life-threatening arrhythmias, the ones that you have to be able to act quick. And I'll tell you right now, it's going to be assessing patient and your BLS and your ACLS. Those are going to be your big things to keep in mind for that. But we'll learn more as we go. This is the list of basic rhythms. I've pulled this list from what the American Heart Association recommends for their ACLS class. So knowing what these rhythms are will help you, is a requirement to even take that class and certification. For you guys, what we're really going to do is I'm going to list each and every one of these and go through them all. and talk about how they occur, what part of the heart they originate from, and then why they're important. And that's pretty much all there is to it. This is the atria. This section here includes the AV node junction. This section down here is all ventricular. And then I provide you guys just a real quick introduction to how they work, pacemakers. And that is the plan for this course.